So let me ask you something. Have you ever submitted a CV or resume, quoted a day rate, or adjusted your approach just to fit into a client's existing way of working? Most consultants have, and it's the standard behavior in the industry. But here's the thing. It's also the reason why many consultants never break past a certain level of respect or revenue. Because every time you do those things, you're not positioning yourself as a strategic advisor. You're quietly being positioned as a flexible capacity. Now, this isn't about capability. You could be the most experienced consultant in the room, but the moment you compete on price, or submit your credentials to be compared alongside others, or agree to follow their process, you're not being assessed on your strategic value. You're being evaluated like a vendor. And when that happens, you're not leading the engagement. You're just hoping to be picked. And it's really easy to see how this happens. Procurement teams, they're set up to compare suppliers. Internal stakeholders are used to shopping around, and they're working off legacy assumptions about what consulting should look like. So you then get slotted in alongside 3, maybe 5 others or more, and you're asked to pitch, to scope, to quote. And if you comply, because that's how it works, you're reinforcing the very dynamic that devalues your expertise. It's not malicious, but it's misaligned with what strategic consulting actually is. And this is where we need to make a clear distinction. A strategic consultant shows up to change the system. A functional temp shows up to support it. One brings a framework, and the other waits for direction. One defines value, and the other gets asked for a CV. And the hard truth is this. If your offer can be compared on price, availability, or a resume, you're not operating as a strategic consultant. You're functioning like a contractor, like a temporary resource. And here's the twist. Most of the time, this isn't intentional. It comes from a good place. You want to be easy to work with. You want to build trust, and you want to win the work, of course. So you say, I'm flexible, I can adapt. Let me know what works best for you. But every time you say that, you give the frame away. You give away control of how the engagement is going to be defined. And once that's gone, your value is at the mercy of someone else's context, not your method. So now let's flip it. Imagine walking into a conversation, not with a pitch, but with a process, a clear system, a defined methodology. And you say, this is how I work. This is the outcome the system delivers. If that matches your needs, let's talk. Suddenly, you're not one of the many. You're the only one who delivers it this way. You've taken the lead. You've removed the variables. You've framed the engagement in terms of outcomes, not inputs. And clients really notice this. They respect it because structure is really persuasive. Once you've shifted your positioning, the pricing follows naturally. You're no longer quoting 10 days at $1,200 a day. You're saying this system solves this problem and this is what it costs. And that moves the conversation from hours and effort to results and return. Clients aren't paying you for your time. They're paying for the confidence that something important will get solved using your system, not theirs. And when that happens, price becomes a secondary consideration. Now, just to be clear, there's absolutely a place for adaptation. Every organization has context, of course, and every engagement has a nuance. But adaptation should support your system, not replace it. The moment you abandon your methodology to suit theirs, you lose the strategic advantage. It's not about being rigid. It's about being rooted. Adapt where it helps, but don't dissolve the structure that sets you apart. So where do you start? Well, of course, it begins with how you position yourself. before the first meeting even takes place. Don't send a CV. Don't offer to scope for free. Don't ask, how would you like me to help you? Send a positioning document. Outline your system. Describe the outcomes that it will deliver and explain the structure, the logic, and the impact it can have. And then invite them to enter your process, not ask to bend to theirs. Because the moment you lead with clarity, you shift the power dynamic, not with bravado, but with certainty. So here's the final thought I want to leave you with. Are you still competing to be the best option in a crowd of options? Or are you ready to become the only option, the only one with a system, a structure, and a clear outcome? Consultants who make this shift, they don't chase work, they attract alignment. They don't bid, they lead. And they're hired not for capacity, but for their trusted impact. So if you're ready to make that shift from selling time to selling systems, check out the link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.